So today's video is going to be covering a topic or a question that I get a lot, and that is how did I save up my first designer handbag? And it's something that I wasn't really ever gonna go over in a video because I don't really feel like I have any special tips. People make videos, you know, how to save for a whatever handbag, and I don't think I can tell you how to save money. I am not great with money. I mean, I'm a lot better now than I used to be as a young person. I was horrible with money. But now I'm better, I just don't really save. I'm not the best at saving. I save when I absolutely have to and when I'm saving for something specific. But if I want something, there's no way that I'm gonna save and save and save for a year to get it. I'm rubbish. If it's gonna take me a long time, I'm gonna lose interest. So this is not gonna be something where I can tell you secrets to the universe of how to save money. This is gonna be more for those of you like me who find that you're spending all of your money on bits and pieces and you don't really know where it went. You know, those of you that are a bit addicted to online shopping, Costa, Starbucks, that kind of thing, you know that you've got enough money and yet you're somehow always skint. That was me, and that's kind of the point at which I'm going to come at this. So if you're in that position, this video might be useful. Like I say, I wasn't going to make this video because I didn't feel like I was going to be able to share anything, but when I sat down and really thought about it, I did have to save up for that first designer handbag. And I just thought I would kind of go over the points that led me to that first purchase. So the first thing is that I knew exactly what I wanted. I had seen the one bag that I wanted for years. It kept coming back at me like, do you remember a year ago when you posted this? Thanks, Time Hop. And I just could never get it out of my mind. Every time I saw it, every time I saw a picture of it in a magazine or a celebrity holding it, I was just, and it's so popular. Such a common purchase that I really, really wanted it. Now I did want it in a different colour, but I'll get to that at the end. I decided to go for something different, but I did consistently want the same bag for a really, really long time. I think that was my driving force, and that was eventually what made me decide that I could justify buying it, was that I didn't feel like I was going to go off it. I didn't feel like it was like a frivolous, not a frivolous, but like a flash in the pan, trendy thing that, oh, I want this and then I'll change my mind. I didn't think it was a fickle purchase. I thought it was something that I would really, really want for years to come. I'll still be using it in years to come. The second thing was realizing how much money I had spent on nothing over the years. I mean, I was a full-on shopaholic in my teenage years. I think in 2 years I racked up about £5,000 of debt. It's insane, and I literally had nothing to show for it. Nothing. I mean, I had a mortgage, and that was completely beside that debt. I had a mortgage and I was kind of in a stable job and all that stuff, so you know, back then it was much easier to get a mortgage. But I was in a position where, you know, it wasn't the end of the world, but it was definitely an unaffordable amount of debt for me at the time. And looking back, I can't believe that I had that much debt, because what did I spend it on? It's insane. And so thinking about how I had to pay that off and how I amassed that amount of credit card debt that ended up as a loan really made me think about what I spend my money on. And even now, when I'm in a better financial position, I kind of look and think, if I really sat and wrote down every single expenditure that I had, I'd probably be shocked at how much money I spend on just little trips to Tesco and Asda, and little trips to Costa, and little bits here and there that you don't really think about. Contactless payments, oh my god, just little £5 here and £10 there, and it doesn't feel like anything, but it adds up to a lot. And so really sitting down and taking the time to think about where all my money was going every month made me realise how much money I actually had and how much disposable income that I had. I did manage to save up a few times to get the bag that I wanted and just could never pull the trigger. I had the money in my account and I couldn't do it. And what actually pushed me eventually was the fact that I was going on maternity leave. I knew that I had a finite amount of time where I had this disposable income that I wasn't going to have anymore. And if I saved it, I potentially wouldn't miss it when it was gone. And so I decided to start saving that money. And the way that I did it, because again, not a great saver, if it's in my bank, I'm gonna spend it. Every time I went to the cash machine to get money out, whether it be, I was pregnant with my second child at this point, whether it be because I'm getting cash out for the childminder or whatever reason, I got an extra 10 or 20 pounds out every single time I went to the cash machine. And I put that in a box. This is not something that I would recommend doing. It is not a secure way of saving money, but I'm just telling you that that's what I did. It was an out of sight, out of mind, you know, transfer it to another account. I don't even know if I had online banking at this point, but transfer it to another account, transfer it to your partner or your friend, someone you can trust, someone that will keep it for you. If, like me, if you've got money, you'll spend it. Just get it out of your account. That's the way that I ended up saving up all the money. So I would say probably 3 months, I'd saved, I think £550-ish that it was to buy the bag that I wanted, which is kind of insane that I had that kind of disposable income because I didn't miss it. And I didn't ever feel like I had a lot of money, but I would just spend it on nothing. And because I didn't have that extra little bit of money, I didn't go to Costa, I didn't go to Asda and spend that extra £10 because it wasn't in my account. And so that's the way that I saved the money. It's not rocket science, it's not a real special way of doing it. That is the only way that I managed to save up for my first designer bag. Going back to how I was able to justify it, again, I knew I was never going to have that money. In the foreseeable future, I kind of thought this is my last opportunity because I didn't know how much money I was going to earn in the future. I didn't know what would happen, and I was going on a very, very limited maternity pay because I was a temp at the time. And so I don't know what it is, but I think you get like or when I was pregnant, you get like £130 a week or something. It wasn't a lot. And so I knew I was going down to a really restricted amount of money that I was earning, and at that time I wasn't really earning very much from YouTube and blogging, minimal, and I just didn't think there was going to be ever another time that I could afford to save up for it. So I just thought, I'm going to do it. Biting the bullet, I'm going to buy it. And I decided to go for a more neutral colour. So I say neutral, a more wearable colour. The colour that I really wanted, the bag that I got, was this one. It's the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the size. And it's been worn to death. It looks brand new. Maybe there are some tiny signs of wear. You can kind of see around these edges. Maybe if I block out my face, you'll be able to see slight tiny signs of wear around the edges. But seriously, this has been used to death. Hardly anything anywhere. Maybe just needs kind of like a wash down. And it's amazing. I do not regret that purchase one bit because it has been so durable. So I would say if you are a little bit on the fence about your first bag, buy something neutral, preferably dark coloured because you're less likely to mark it and get it wrecked. Durable, so a really nice kind of a stiffer leather or a textured leather, or coated canvas, which I know some people think is crazy because it's not a leather bag, it's only the details like the trim and things that are leather, and I bought that separately on the day. You can get these, by the way. This is a leather luggage tag. They don't sell them online, but you can ask for them in store, and most of the time they have them. So I got that thinking I didn't want to put my initials on the actual bag in case I sold it, because at the time, you don't know, it was my first very big purchase and I didn't want it to lose value. So I bought this. I actually prefer it like this, and if I bought another one, I would do the same thing. The one that I really wanted was the Azure colour, which is the creamy colour, and there were just so many things about that I just thought, I don't think I'm going to wear it as much. I was worried about various different things with the leather being untreated, whereas this is like a coated leather. I still absolutely love that bag, and maybe one day, but this was the right choice for me. I'm glad that I got it. So I chose a darker, durable, neutral colour in a really practical size, and I got tons and tons of use out of it. So I would say that that's part of the reason that I ended up being able to justify it on the day and actually finally buy it, and part of the reason, or most of the reason, why I didn't regret it. I also made the most of my experience whilst I was in there. I thought that, again, this could be the only time that I ever buy anything expensive, and I knew that kind of 50% of it is, 50% is packaging, 50% is the logo, and the fact that you're buying a brand, and it's all made up of the experience of purchasing it, and so you should make the most of that. I knew I was only going in for this one thing, but I asked to see other things, I tried things on. I thought this is the one and only time that I might be treated like a real, actual human in a shop like this. I do find that stores like that tend to be quite pretentious and a little bit intimidating, and so I kind of felt like it was my key, that was my in on the day, that I could just ask to see whatever I wanted, and because I was purchasing something, I was quite within my rights and they were going to treat me really nicely, and they did. And to be fair, I've had really great experiences having not bought anything. I even went into Louis Vuitton not so long ago and I bought a second-hand wallet, and I got that heat stamped, which is what this is, like embossed with your initials, and I got it heat stamped, and they gave me the best service. I didn't buy anything and they knew it was secondhand. It was awesome. So although I do still definitely feel intimidated in these stores, I feel less so than I used to, and it all depends on the people that are in there. So if someone doesn't make you feel great, don't buy it from them, go somewhere else, because they're going to get commission and you want that experience to be perfect. They don't need your business. So that's kind of it. that's how I purchased it. That's how I came to the conclusion that that was the bag that I wanted. That's how I saved up for it. And soon after I was completely skint because I was on maternity leave, and I never thought, I thought that was it. I was like sick about how much money it cost, but I didn't regret it because I just loved it so much. It has come with me so many different places. My most worn bag for sure. I mean, these days I actually tried to wear it again quite recently. And these days I definitely prefer a smaller kind of crossbody, more compact bag. So I found it really difficult to fill this, and empty it's a bit strange. Now it's autumn winter, I might start wearing it again. But I've taken it out in the evening, in the daytime, wearing all different kind of stuff, and it just goes really well. So I don't regret that purchase at all. Plus it's so much more expensive now. It was 500 something pounds when I bought it, and I think it's like 700 and something now because it comes with a pouch inside. So again, really, really pleased that I bought it when I did. So that's it. I hope this was useful for those of you that really wanted to know the story behind that, but I don't have any special tips, unfortunately. What happens now, which is the reason that I'm able to buy kind of other items, is because I have a regular job which pays my bills, my kind of regular income job, my normal job, office work, and my YouTube and my blog stuff. My YouTube and my blog stuff is my kind of fun money, and so I spend a lot of money on buying things to review and to haul and to do all that with, and then if I get kind of one big invoice paid, I've got some money that I can buy a handbag with. I'm not a saver. I wish I could tell you that I am, but I'm not. If I did another kind of job, I probably wouldn't be buying the bags that I do. On that note, I do have a new bag that I'm going to show you next week that I'm really excited about. I've had it for about a month and I wanted to have it for a little while. Didn't want to do an unboxing. I wanted to do kind of like a first impressions review. But yeah, I'll show you that very, very soon. But I wanted to cover this since it's been asked so many times. Another one is a handbag collection, and I will get into that as well soon. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!